Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kung, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dupton Georgie. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Padma Kumara. Sumu Tanzen Katso Tutan Siti Tutan Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
I stayed Sarai Olamico che non mucho Skoi Ijiba Kimoji Jumi Yapi Purin Pirin Komangwa.
Tonight we practice Padma Kumara. And usually Padma Kumara wears white, wears white robe. And all of you are also wearing white. Actually, there are many colors for Padma Kumara. In the future, you wear whatever you like. It's free. You have more freedom because they have many different colors, so you can wear any colors. Why do you have to wear white? Therefore, we know for purification, it's specified to wear white or to use white. For enrichment, it's yellow. For subjugation, according to the procedure, it's blue, and for love and respect and magnetization, it's red. So, other than purification, magnetization, subjugation, and enrichment, which specify definite colors, but other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas do not have specified color except for specific purpose. So in Tantric Buddhism, according to the practice procedure, you can wear any colors. And if it's for purification, like Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is to eradicate calamities, that's why you wear white. And Padma Kumara, you can wear any colors. In the future, you can wear whatever colors you like. because Padma Kumara can also do enrichment, subjugation, magnetization, everything.
I
think I have told this joke before. I bought an auto-detect robot or AI robot or AI device that can detect rubbish automatically. It's English, robot. Yeah, it sounds robot. But little did I know that after I start the robot and turn it on, and it just keeps following the owner everywhere. Wherever he goes, the robot follows. So it turned out the owner was a garbage. So he's a garbage. He's a drag. I think I've told this joke too. Today I went to the gym and I asked the trainer, so which machine should I use so that woman likes me? And the trainer pointed to a machine right there at the door, the ATM machine would attract women easier. One day, Mom told the really chubby sister, it's time for you to bathe. And she said, okay. And then she went into the bathroom and came back out and told Mom, but the bath water is only half filled. So the younger brother said, it's okay. As soon as you get into it, it'll be full. I remember Artemisia, a physicist, who thought of this when he was in a bath. Do you know? The Artemis. Two female stars were talking to each other, and one was saying that when I'm on the stage, the flowers that the audience threw to me would be enough to open a florist shop. And the other star didn't want to dig down and said, what's so big deal about that? When I'm singing on the stage, the bricks that being thrown at me by the audience would be enough to build a house. The bricks that's being thrown, that are being thrown to the stage, would be enough to build a house. That wouldn't be so bad. Now we'll do a Q&A. Question from Malaysia. Nian Hoa Fan Ming. Your precious Grandmaster, how do you do? I would like to ask you a few questions. 2 questions. When Grandmaster discussed the Heart Sutra about form is emptiness and emptiness is form, you said that form is not different from emptiness. They are not two things. All existences come from emptiness. Therefore, all existences will also become emptiness. So this is encapsulated in the phrase, form is no different from emptiness, and emptiness is no different from form, and form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. And Grandmaster also mentioned that the Sukhavati is with infinite life and infinite light. And based on what I know is that Sukhavati was manifested by Amitabha Buddha. It's considered to be form. So perhaps this classification is for the lowest level, the mixed land of sages and many beings. So will it become emptiness? If it is, then how come it has infinite light and infinite life? Infinite light and infinite life are on Amitabha Buddha's body. Also, all inhabitants of Sukhavati, after they have attainments from their cultivation there, would also gain infinite light and infinite life. So Amitabha's Pure Land, of course, the 16 visualizations of Sukhavati in the Sutra of Infinite Life and in the Amitabha Sutra, it is correct that Sukhavati was manifested. All Pure Lands are manifestations. It is mentioned in the Vimalakirti Sutra. When you have attained Buddhahood through spiritual cultivation, cultivating the 37 aids to enlightenment, the 4 mindfulness, 4 right exertions, 4 transcendent travel, 5 roots, 5 powers, 7 branches of realizations, the 8-fold noble path. After you attain them, then you would gain infinite light and infinite life. And in the mixed Pure Land of both mundane beings and sages, include mundane beings. And it also includes Buddhas. And in our Saha world, the human world is a combo land, combination. Because there are Buddhas too in the Saha world. Sakyamuni Buddha was living in the Saha world, so therefore the Buddha exists. many jewels Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, all have lived in the Saha world. The countless Buddhas, Akshobha Buddha. That's why, so we have the Saha world, but it's also the same as we don't have the Saha world. Even the Saha world is a manifested world. In the future, I will explain it more clearly. So it has infinite light and infinite life, and that is Amitabha Buddha. Of course, Amitabha Buddha in Sukhavati, the pure land of Amitabha Buddha, because he's there, of course there's infinite light and infinite life there. But it's not manifested by you, but they are manifested by Amitabha Buddha. Therefore, in Sukhavati, there are infinite light and infinite life, which were manifested by Amitabha Buddha. If you have attained the attainment, or you have become Amitabha Buddha, then you would also have infinite light and infinite life. So this is what's called seeing the Buddha. We transcend life and death. Like the Buddha, we deliver all. So you can transcend life and death. So once you reach Sukhavati, you should not worry. There's no need to worry about not becoming Buddha. You have seen the Buddha, and by hearing the graceful, harmonious sound, you would naturally be mindful of the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and to practice the 37 aids to enlightenment. And therefore, in the future, you would become Buddhas, and by becoming Buddhas, of course, you would have infinite light and infinite life. So that's the reasons for having infinite light and infinite life. Don't think that the infinite light and infinite life were illusory or manifestations, but they are Amitabha Buddhas. So infinite light is Amitabha Buddha. Infinite life is also Amitabha Buddha's other names. Second question. In our practice of the Vajra Bodhisattva Dharma, we would chant the generate bodhicitta. Your disciple, lotus so and so, from now on, take refuge in the lineage root guru and the three jewels until in bodhi or enlightenment and non-regressing. And all major and big are dedicated to sentient beings to attain Buddhahood. So all the big and small, major and minuscule good deeds are dedicated to all sentient beings to aid us to swiftly attain Buddhahood. Why? Let me tell you all, in Saha world, there is a name, a term called non-action. What it means is we don't ask for anything. But for your own sake. Well, actually, it should not be for your sake, but for sentient beings. A true spiritual cultivator in the Saha world is for sentient beings, for the sake of sentient beings. And therefore, you dedicate the merit to the sentient beings. And the question, why do we need to dedicate the merit of big and small to sentient beings. If you dedicate it to yourself, then there would be action or with expectation, because that's for yourself. But as a bodhisattva, it's for sentient beings and never for yourself. If you are for yourself or for your own sake, then you're just a mundane being. But if it is for the sake of sentient beings, then you are a sage. And that's what only this is called a bodhisattva. To become a bodhisattva, you need to dedicate any good deeds, big and small. Actually, not just good deeds, any practices that you do, you dedicate to sentient beings and never for yourself. And then that is bodhisattva. And non-phenomena, non-action, non-action means not for yourself. And wu-wei, non-action too. So whatever you do is not for yourself. You don't intentionally do something to improve the fruition of your bodhisattvahood or Buddhahood. No. You just help sentient beings. And you dedicate to sentient beings. Dedicate the merits to sentient beings. Then this would swiftly aid you to attain Buddhahood. If you dedicate the merit to yourself, that's a selfish act. And how can you attain Buddhahood then? Because you're very selfish. Humans are all selfish. Humans are very selfish. Because they are mundane beings. They don't recognize that the world is just illusory, that there's nothing to gain. That's why you dedicate the merit to all sentient beings to attain Buddhahood sooner, and then naturally you will become a Buddha too. Naturally you would have attainment yourself. Now do you understand? So the ways to liberation. One is liberation through the ultimate truth of emptiness, and liberation through non-phenomena, or understanding non-phenomena. And because due to non-phenomena you're liberated. And then the third one, non-action, liberation through non-action. There are three ways to reach liberation. Emptiness, the ultimate truth of emptiness, of course, is liberation, and also non-phenomena. I don't understand this joke. But I don't know if you understand or not. I visited a client and trying to get to the elevator. When the doors open, a beautiful lady was on the right side, and then around her were all the men were around her on one side next to her. And I was thinking, oh, what a jerk. And then so I stood on the other side, and then I noticed that the lady did not zip up her whole dress. And then my legs automatically moved to her side too. Then now I admitted that I am a pig. So the whole dress are not zipped up. That's why all the men were standing around her. Why were they standing behind her so that they could see? Oh, then I'm dumb. I didn't understand. I heard a joke like this. A husband got home and slap mark on both of his cheeks, and the wife asked, "What happened?" He was slapped on both cheeks, all red. And the husband said, "I was an honest person when on the public bus. Right in front of me was a beautiful lady, and the zipper on her chest were unzipped very low, and it was very crowded, so her nose was right on her chest. So he was so kind and zipped up her dress. So she slapped him, and then he felt, oh, maybe I did it wrong. So he pulled the zipper down again, and then she slapped him again. So that's how he got 2 slaps on his cheeks. The fruit peddler sold a watermelon to a girl and guaranteed that the watermelon is ripe and sweet. And she got on her motorcycle and slipped, and the watermelon fell on the ground and cracked. And she was shocked to see that it's very pale and really raw, not ripe. So she went back to the peddler and wanted a refund. And then the seller said, when a human fell off a motorcycle, they would become very pale, and let alone the watermelon. The wife was very strict about money, and there's a safe at home, and only she knows the code. And I needed the money one day and asked for it from the wife, and she agreed. So I asked her, what's the code? Oh, it's the date of our first kiss. I didn't dare to ask more, and I ended up borrowing money from my friend. Who would remember the day of the first kiss? Now we will expound Vimalakirti Sutra. Manjusri's condolence visit, chapter 5. So Manjusri accepted Sakyamuni Buddha's request to visit Vimalakirti and inquire about his illness. So he's agreed. And thus all the Bodhisattvas, the great disciples, Lord Indra, Brahma, and the 4 heavenly kings, and all thought in all the Dharma ceremonies there were many Bodhisattvas present, and Sakyamuni Buddha's disciples. Indra, which is Sakram, which is the king of the Triyatrimsa's heaven, and Brahma, which refers to the Mahabrahma, Deva, and the 4 heavenly kings or Devas, Vaisravana, Virupaksa, Virudaka, Dhritarashtra, and many, many more heavenly beings. All thought, now, today, Manjusri and Vimalakirti, the two will meet each other. It would be really marvelous. These 2 great Bodhisattvas, Manjusri Bodhisattva and the Vimalakirti great Bodhisattva, are seeing each other, and then they would have a dialogue, and they would definitely say very marvelous and sublime Dharma. So at that time, there are 8,000 Bodhisattvas, 500 Savakas, and thousands, hundreds and thousands of heavenly beings, like Sakran, Indra, Mahabrahma, Deva. They were all considered heavenly beings, and also the 4 heavenly kings were also heavenly beings. All wanted to follow Manjusri Bodhisattva. And Manjusri Bodhisattva and all the Bodhisattvas, the Buddha's great disciples, and the heavenly beings around them, reverently entered the great city of Vaisali. At that time, I was thinking, whose house would be that big? Great city of Vaisali. Can accommodate hundreds, thousands, or hundreds of thousands of people, but Vimalakirti's residence, how could it house that many people? Although Vimalakirti was very wealthy, in the great city of Vaisali, we can consider him to be the richest person. There was the richest person in Hong Kong, halfway up the mountain, with huge residence. Not Li Kai Sing. Who? A huge residence halfway up the mountain. What's his name? Not Li Kai Sing. Who did you say?
对，好像是这个人。他说在香港最大的房子。
He stayed in the biggest house in Hong Kong. Not Li Kai-seng. He's rich, but he did not live in a huge residence. Li Zhaoji. His house, his residence was huge. I've gone up the hill there to the residence of Li Jiming, also big house. In the past, when I went to Hong Kong, Mrs. Lee always picked me up in a Rolls Royce. And I have visited her house, also huge, and halfway up the mountain. Now talking about the house, okay, not talking about the richest man. He's still the richest man till now, Li Kai-seng. But the huge residence, I heard, is really, really big. It can house about thousands of people, but maybe not hundreds of thousands of people, or tens of thousands of people. They all entered the great city of Vaisali and went to Vimalakirti's residence. I was thinking, was his house that big? 8,000 bodhisattvas, 500 sarvakas, and thousands of heavenly beings. Because the heavenly beings have illusory bodies, so they can become this tiny. So there are many transformations in this Vimalakirti Sutra. So at that time, the elder Vimalakirti thought in his heart, now Manjushri and the congregation is coming. He knew. Of course, Vimalakirti knew, and the whole assembly, including heavenly beings and all of Sakyamuni Buddha's disciples, everybody wanted to see what will happen when these two people are having a dialogue. What would they say? But let me tell you, if an unenlightened person would not understand what they're talking about, the dialogues that they had were all about the ultimate truth of emptiness. So what they talk about were all about the ultimate truth and none others. So at that time, the elder Vimalakirti had this thought in his heart. Now Manjushri and the congregation is coming. Then immediately he used his divine power to empty his room. And eliminate everything, furnitures, and moved out, and all the attendants disappeared. The only thing left is one bed, where he's laying on the bed in illness. So, just like when as if he's ill, he's lying on the bed.
进到他的房间里面了。
Now Manjusri entered his room and discovered that it is empty except for a solitary man lying on a bed. That inside the room there's nothing except a bed, and he's all alone lying there, laying. So Manjusri entered the room and saw that and did not say anything. Why not? Because as soon as he opened his mouth, Vimalakirti would cut something wrong. So when there would be, as soon as you open your mouth, there would be flaws. So he did not say anything. He waited for Vimalakirti to speak. Then Vimalakirti spoke. And he said, "Welcome, Manjusri. You're coming without the phenomena of coming and seeing without phenomena of seeing. What is this?" Sanlai. Sakyamuni Buddha often said this to the disciples. Good, Bhiksu. Good. Welcome. Welcome for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Manjusri
Bodhisattva.
不来相而来，不见相而见。什么意思？
You're coming without phenomena of coming and seeing without phenomena of seeing. What does this mean?
不见相而见。不来相而来，不见相而见。我们以前呢、台湾有个广。
In the past, there was the elder monk Guangqing who said, "No coming, no going, nothing is the matter." Those are the phrases he said at the moment of his death. No coming, no going, nothing is the matter. Those are words of enlightenment. Coming without phenomena of coming and seeing without phenomena of seeing. These are also words of enlightenment, which are also Zen koan. This is a Chinese pun. Coming without coming. Seeing without seeing. Just discard the phenomena. Coming without coming, seeing without seeing. Basically, you do not come, but you have come. Fundamentally, we don't see each other, but we see each other. So, this signifies there are existences and also emptiness. Coming without coming. So, by your coming is the same as not coming. By seeing is the same as not seeing. In reality, the Saha world is this way too. It's the same with the
我
Saha
们
world.
根本没有来去。
We do not come and we do not go.
我们本身在娑婆世界，
We are in the Saha
也
world,
是无来无去。
are no coming and no
过去
going.
的你在哪里？没有。
Where
你哪里有
where
过去？
is the you of the
你说，
past?
好
Nothing.
啦，
Nowhere.
师尊已经
Is there a past?
快80。
No. Grandmaster is almost 80.
你卢生燕在哪里？
80 years ago, where was Seng Yen Lu? None.
这80年中间是有啦。
And then during the 80 years, there is Seng Yen
过
Lu.
了80以后，
And after 80 years,
说不定哪一年你又没有了。
at whatever year, whichever year, then you'll be gone too.
那你到底有没有来？
So did you come? Did you actually come?
没有来，没有去啊。
No
只是
coming and no
这中
going.
间
It's just this
有而已，其他时间
a
都
little
没有
bit
都没有
in the middle, but not at any other time. You
地球上的人，
will not
每一个
exist.
人都是一样的。
And it's the same for every person on earth.
每一个人都是一样的，
Everyone is the same.
所以其实也没有什么好争的啦。
That's why there's
看现在在
nothing
选
to
总
fight
统
about.
真的好厉害。
You
这
know,
世界
now
上只有3个东西啊，
to
人
fight for presidency, there are only
财
3 things that's very tempting in the world. One is money,
要选总统
second is sensual pleasures, and
真不要
third
命
is
台湾在
fame.
选举
To be elected the president is just for name,
2个都不让，
like the Taiwanese election,
那个就是
president and vice presidency.
那你
And
每
they
天在生
don't
活上班下
they
班
don't want to give
做
up.
什么？是
That's
财
for
啊
name. And every day you earn a living, you
是呢。
work
你当然
for
啦
what? For money.
要装扮得很漂亮啊。
And then looks and sensual pleasures, right? You have to make
这有一
yourself
天
look
呢，
good.
你这个社会
But
不
one
见
day,
了
this look will be gone too.
所以根本没有什么美跟丑，你根本就不
That's
见
why
了
there's
怎么
no
会有美跟
so-called
丑
beautiful or ugly.
钱也一样啊，
Because even you are
钱都不
gone,
见
so
了。
what's
哪有
beautiful or
好不
what's
好不
ugliness?
好？
The same with the money. You're gone, so
有一天呢，
what's
你名也不见了。
wealth or not?
到现在
And
还有
one
几个
day
人在
your
谈
name is gone too.
孔
Until
子
now, we still talk about Confucius.
还有这是这个中国的历史里面很多的伟人，你记得几个？
But there are many great people in the China's history. How many do you
这个
remember?
几百个国家，
And then all over the world with
记
hundreds
得
of
哪
countries.
几个总统？
How many presidents do you remember?
没有，
Not many.
那名都会不见的。
So even
所以
names
财色
will
名，
disappear.
你迷它，
Wealth, names, and sensual pleasures.
你能够
If you're
悟到了，
tempted
你就知道
and
什么样
attached to them, then you're mundane beings. But
不来
if
相而
you're
来，不
enlightened,
见相而
then
见。
you would know coming without coming, or coming without phenomena of coming, and seeing without phenomena of seeing.
你不来而来，
Coming
你本
without
来就
coming.
文殊师利呀，你本来就在
Manjusri,
空的，
originally you were in the sky,
你本来是不来的，你现在
and
来了。
originally you were not coming, but now you have come, so coming without coming.
何必来见呢？
Originally you were in the space. Why
不见而见，
do we need to meet? But now you come to see me, so we are seeing without seeing.
维摩诘第一句话就是这样子讲。
This is the first sentence
不来而来
Vimalakirti
不
spoke.
见而见，这只有
Coming without
文殊
coming
师利
and
菩
seeing
萨
without
他听得
seeing.
懂这句话。
Only Manjusri Bodhisattva
一个
would
是
understand.
空，一个是有。
One is emptiness, the
空
other one is existence. Emptiness and existence, existence and emptiness.
这个叫做禅机。
And this is called
看
the
文字师利怎么
Zen
回答？
Koan.
文字师利要怎么答？
So let's see what Manjusri replied. It has to
文字师
match.
利言
So
如是
Manjusri said, so it is, lay Buddhist master.
若来以更不来，
With coming, there is no coming.
若去以更不
And
去。
with going, there is no going.
文字师利他就会答。
Manjusri
就是
knew
要这样
how
子
to
答。
answer. That's
若
how
来
you
以
should
更不
answer.
来，我来了
With
就等于
coming,
没有
then there
来。
is no coming. My coming is the same as not coming.
我去了，也就等于
My
没有去。
going is the same as not going.
我来就等于没有来，我去了就等于没有去。然后文字
So my
师利还要
coming is
解
the
释
same of not
为
coming,
什么
and
是这样呢？
with
所以
going as
如
not
何
the going. And Manjusri explained
来则
further,
无所
why is that so?
无所从来，去则无所
There is no place one comes from, and there is no place one goes to.
所可见则更不可见。
And those that can be seen cannot be seen.
这就是文字师利的解释。来无所从来，我
So
来
this is
到
the
你
explanation of
这里
Manjusri.
就等于是
My coming here
没有从哪个地方来。
is the same as I'm not coming from any place. I was in this empty
来
space.
不来都是一样的。
So coming or not coming is the
去
same.
则无所至，我去了，
And the
也
place
是说无所不在。我去了也是
that
无
I
所
go
不在。
to is also everywhere.
所可见则更不可见。
And those that can be seen cannot be seen. Although now I've seen you,
但是这个看也等于没有看到。
but the seeing is the same as not seeing.
所以两个高手过
This
招
is the answer of
这叫
Manjusri
高
Buddhism.
手过招。他们
So
本身
these are the real experts having a dialogue, because they both understood the ultimate truth of emptiness.
都是高手。
And this is how they had exchanges, and there are
如果
many
你不
more
明白
following.
有跟空的道理，
If you don't understand the concept of existences and emptiness,
空
that existence is just a temporary illusion,
你
and
证得到
emptiness is the ultimate
空
truth.
你证得到空的话，你证明了
When
空
you can prove or confirm emptiness, and you have entered into the
你
realm of
就不会有
emptiness,
什么执着。
then you will not have any attachments
有执
whatsoever.
着是因为你没有空掉自己。
And you have attachments because you have not emptied yourself.
总以为
And you always think
这个变来变去啊，这世界变来变去，
that the world is
有会变成
changing
没
all the
没有会
time,
变成有
that existence become non-existence, non-existence become existence.
都会
It's changing back and forth, and then in the future we will continue.
我们今天
And
先讲到这里。
we will all talk about
来
it.
则
That's all for
无
today.
所从来，去则无所至。
There is no
所可见
place
则更不可见。
I come from, and there's no place I go to. Those that can be
这样
seen
我
cannot
解
be
释
seen.
大家明白吗？
Now do you understand my explanation?
没有一样东西是实在的。
There is not a
在
thing
娑婆世
that
界你
is
所看到
real.
的没有一样东
Everything
西
that you
是实在
see
的
in the Saha world is unreal, is not real.
阿弥陀佛。
Amitabha.
我马上摆面上。